My own time is saying 4:59. Okay, well, like, hi guys, and welcome to Additional Intelligence. My name is Okoyemi Additional. If you are just joining for the first time, and I'm the founder and MD of Additional Assets Limited. If this is your first time joining, you're welcome. You're welcome to the family, and I hope you subscribe and join us. This is a weekly live session where I come to talk about various things as regards investments, and we majorly focus on real estate investment, right? And it's a whole lot of things. Basically, it's a whole lot of wealth intelligence, right? And if you've been following me for a while, many of the things I say you might not agree with it because they are oftentimes unconventional. However, I've also realized that no wealthy person in this world made it with public knowledge, made it with words on the streets. For example, excuse me, sorry about that. For example, Warren Buffett makes, I think, about $100,000 a year till now. Meanwhile, a company he owns, that's Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola company, the CEO of Coca-Cola company, I think, makes about $68 million every year. How come someone who owns a company, not full ownership by the way, I'm just saying, but someone who owns billions of dollars worth of shares in a particular company earns $100,000 a year, the CEO of the company makes $68 million. Meanwhile, the investor is way richer than the CEO. How come? Well, you could see that there's a lot of things that the layman cannot understand. Excuse me. There's a lot of things that the layman cannot understand. And this is why when I say some things, people have said the meanest things to me on TikTok. The meanest of things, right? And I do not try to even reply or convince them otherwise, because when I started reading about these things also, it sounded strange. And more importantly, or more interestingly, it sounded unfair, right? That, okay, for example, let's even start from here. Why will an average person be paying more tax than a billionaire? Why? It's unfair, but it's the way these things work, right? So basically what we do every Monday by 5 p.m. West African time is that we come to share certain wealth intelligence that when you apply them, when you embrace them, you can actually create wealth for yourself. And one thing I like to say is that these things are very, very, in fact, they are very, very easy. In fact, people make mistakes because they think they are complex. Or some people don't even do them because they think it is too simple. It's crazy. It's unbelievable, right? It's really, for example, when you tell that, do you know that if you start putting, let me use this one that is quite common, right? It's quite technical, so I'm trying to look for a simpler example. For example, let's just use the common example that save a percentage of your income, right? As simple as it is that, okay, you can actually create wealth just by saving. And how do I mean? Not just by putting money in certain places. I mean, living on a percentage of your income so that the remaining percentage, you can keep storing it and growing it until you find something worthy to put it into. It's simple, but people just still struggle with it, right? So it's just a lot of things. For example, you tell some people about real estate investing, and when you try to simplify it, they're already used to it sounding technical in their mind, right? So that you're not trying to make it simple, sounds like you're telling a lie, right? So basically, I try to simplify all these things in a way that everyday person can actually employ or adopt it, right? Everyday person can. Starting from just reading, learning, and implementing, right? And today we are going to be talking about something really interesting. We are going to be talking about checklists for investing in Nigeria in 2024. And this topic actually was inspired based on our current realities. Naira is falling. I think Naira is around 1,400 plus now. And, everybody's telling you save in dollars, right? There's inflation. prices of things are getting expensive day by day. What's the hope, right? And when I say what's the hope, I'm not saying what's the hope so that you can eat. Today's topic is not even for those wanting to make money. This is for those who want to invest, right? And I'm going to be taking it from the bare minimum, actually, from the foundation, so that regardless of where you are, you can actually pick something from today's session, right? How can you invest? What are the checklists that you need to tick for you to invest in 2024, especially if you're in Nigeria or you're an African in diaspora looking to invest in Nigeria? I have countless clients from all over the world, from Poland, from New Zealand, from UK. Most of them are telling me, I'm planning. It's so funny that people are planning to run away from Nigeria, and I have a lot of clients overseas already investing back in Nigeria, planning to return. It's funny. So someone asked me a question some time ago, and he said, if I give you, was it 10 million or 50 million naira, and was asking whether I was going to run out of the country. And I said, I don't, honestly speaking, and this is not me talking down on anybody living in the country, right? Come on. There are opportunities everywhere. So if you see opportunities abroad, please, by all means, go. If it is the only people I have problem with are those who are going there because everybody's going there, not because they know what they want to go and do there, not because they, although the way life works, you can do anything anyhow. For example, let me put that into context. You can start something anyhow, and along the way, you get clarity, you get more knowledge, and you make the best use of it. So the fact that you go there anyhow does not mean you cannot become anything. No, that's not it. Although you still suffer small, right? But the people I'm actually talking about are the people who know what they are going to do there for education. They are scaling up their career and a lot of other things like that. So I'm not in any way talking down on traveling out of this country. What I'm just trying to say is that personally, based on what I want to achieve, based on my own goal, right? Currently, now let me also put that right now, leaving the country, migrating. Now, there's the place of traveling for something and coming back. That's normal, right? But I'm saying relocating. That's what I'm saying. Relocating to another country. 10 million naira. Come on. 50, how much is 50 million naira that you now migrate your entire life out? It means you really do not have any structure or anything tangible that is keeping you in this country in the first place. Now, why are we talking about investing in Nigeria, right? Despite whatever is happening, despite all these things, is the fact that you can create wealth anywhere. Honestly speaking, you can create wealth anywhere. There's this documentary I love so much. It's called The Undercover Billionaire. And what did they do? They picked 5 billionaires. Is it 5? 4, actually. 4 billionaires in America. They were trying to ask whether the American dream is still alive. So they picked 4 of them. They gave them an old truck, right? They gave them a cell phone with no contacts. The phone has 0 contacts. And they gave them $100. And they took them to a place that they've never been before. Nobody knows them. They don't know anybody. And a place that is somehow just starting out. For example, one of the places they took one of them to was a place that was affected by war, and then they're just trying to get back on their feet, right? And they took them to that kind of place, and then they left them. And guess what? And they have 90 days. One of them built a $750,000 worth business in 90 days. Someone built a $1.4 million business in 90 days. Someone built a $5.7 million business in 90 days. 90 days. That's 3 months. That's 3 months. Why am I saying all these things? These things, they are possible, right? But although this is where the balance is, those guys did that as billionaires. They might not be billionaires with cash in their hand, but upstairs here, they are billionaires. So really, the result you are getting is a result of how much is here. I tell people that when people tell you that it took me, I struggled in business for this time before I got it, or before I made you don't have to take. Most times when someone starts a business and it takes them time to get it right, it is not that the business requires you to take that long time before you get it right. It is the fact that you have to also grow to get to a point where you now crack the code, and then once you now crack the code, you can now start making profits. You can now start doing well. So those period of time where you were actually, it's your process, right? It's the process of you learning, growing, getting to understand what you are doing, pivoting. That's why you see with all these tech products now, you have MVP, minimum viable product, and then you start iterating, you start bringing updates, you start growing. You see, that's how these things work, right? So the fundamental thing I'm trying to explain this evening is that regardless of what you think is happening in Nigeria, guess what? Dangote still made, is it this year, this 20 something days, or that we're already in this year, he has made, I think, is it $7 million or $7 billion or $7 billion naira? I can't remember again, or 7 trillion naira, I can't remember, but I know it's in billions. Yeah, it's in billions of dollars. It's in billions, so I think it's $7 billion that he has made this year. And guess where his wealth is resident? Africa. Majority in Nigeria. I made an illustration last week, and I said that how did I put it again? That if Dangote takes his kind of business to China, he's not going to be as successful as he is. You know why? Because salt production, sugar production, spaghetti production is everywhere. It's not a problem there. It's not a challenge. So there's no opportunity there, right? There's no opportunity there. But in Nigeria here, because there's that gap in Nigeria, then there's the opportunity also here in Nigeria. So almost everything you are complaining about is actually an opportunity to create wealth, but you choose to rather complain about it. So we are moving into the checklist for investing. Investing to create wealth in Nigeria. Whether you are a student, you are an employee, you are self-employed, you are an entrepreneur, how can you invest towards wealth creation in Nigeria in 2024, right? The first thing you want to do, right? The first thing you want to do is clarity. Start from that. Clarity. Where am I? Clarity includes, okay, what's my source of income? Am I unemployed? Am I employed? If I'm employed, how much am I making a month? Oh, I have a business, and how much is my business doing every month? Clarity. First, write it down. Okay, this is my income. Clarity. Okay, do I have some debt I'm paying or I'm owing? Okay, what's my debt? This is how much is it? Okay, what's my expenses? How much do I need to survive in a month? What do I need to buy in a month? What's my transport fare? How much do I spend on food? How much do I spend? Write all those ones down. Right? Clarity first. And I'm going to let me bring this from one key thing I learned from that documentary on Undercover Billionaire. You see, the first thing those guys did, especially Glenn Stearns, when he got to Erie, Pennsylvania, that he first asked himself, how much do I need to have to live comfortably? First, because most people, they are not even comfortable yet. They want to become a millionaire. You don't even have stable income yet. It's millionaire you are pursuing. There's one investment scheme that I'm starting to see again now. Schwab something, Schwabs.foo or something. People are withdrawing daily now. Well done. Millionaire in the making. Hopefully we'll see what will turn out in the next 2 months, because I do my background research and I discovered that Charles Schwab is actually a real investment firm. So that particular company just picked Schwab, and they're even using Charles Schwab logo on the website, but the website is another one, and already you can know that this one is Ponzi. But people are currently cashing out every day, and they are saying it is well. Cash out on time and leave before they carry your money and go. So what am I trying to say? The first thing they ask themselves is, what do I need to survive? You can't build wealth when you're still thinking survival. You can't. You can't build, you can't even think creative. That first assignment, billion paying rent, if I'm, how much live in a comfortable, when I can live like, think out, create wealth. But first, is it 150? Is it 300,000? Is it 500,000? Is it a million? That figure now becomes your goal. That figure is your goal. You know that this is what you are working at. So many trying to make your first honor. I think you are deceiving yourself. If you've not a million, don't. I understand visual storytelling. Can I help business tell stories? Can I help tell stories? Understand these questions. Okay, so how do I get clients? How do I make sales? How do I do this? But first, all these things, excuse me, all these things need to be put in place. All these things need to be put in place. Clarity. We are still in clarity right now. We are still in clarity right now. Right? Then we move to the next one, which is structure. You see, one thing I've also realized about so many people is that a lot of people are living in fool's paradise. They are beating the air. Everybody's looking at. I saw a video where a guy, I think he was in all this, what they call this, Hajj, right? He went on Hajj. I don't know whether it was Mecca or Medina, and it was like $32 billion. 32, you know, that's what they called it, Kaaba. It was a Kaaba. Muslims would understand, you know what I'm saying. And he was saying, yeah, Allah, $32 billion. Yeah, Allah, $32 billion. If that is the way they bring down money, you think your voice will be the loudest, or you are the only one that know how to shout? If let me come and shout for you. Money does not. Nah. That's not how it works. It's value. Dangote didn't have to go to mountain to ask for world richest, Africa's richest. No. I made a post during the week. I said Dangote is the richest man in Nigeria because he's the biggest problem solver in Nigeria. Oh, you want to be as rich as Dangote? How big is the problem you are solving? How big is it compared to what Dangote is solving? So now you know that Dangote deserves to be wealthy. Forget all this. He was born into a wealthy family. That's why you are still small. You keep every person that is successful, you find the excuse for them. You always have a reason why they are doing better and a reason to justify why you are small. Oh, his grandpa is Dan Tata. Is this Tedola's daddy to his Kiniko? Is Elumelu also from a wealthy family? I know these things. I know that even what using Mike Adenuga of Glo, his grandfather also has money. Even his father, I think his father also has money because I think he inherited some oil rig and all those things. We know these things. But guess what? even if their parent had money and they didn't have the knowledge and the discipline to keep it and grow it, they would not be where they are. How many rich kids do we have around? How many of them end up becoming billionaires? Stop making excuses for these things. Structure of budgeting. Structure of budgeting. I made a mention of something like I said, learn to live on 60% of your income. Just learn it. Learn it. Budgeting. This is the money I spend. Excuse me. This is the one I don't touch. This is the one that goes into savings. This is the one that goes into investing. Just learn it. Just learn it. Budgeting. Focus. Okay. I made mention of also something a few weeks ago. I said side hustle is a lie. A lot of people came for me on social media. Oh, so this one man even picked my number and called me just to convince me that what I'm saying was nonsense. And guess what? The person that, if you are watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm still not sorry. Come and tell me side hustle is not a lie when you become a billionaire from side hustle. Not even a billionaire, a millionaire from side hustle. Show me the assets that you own in multi-millions from doing 5 things at the same time. From running, I need to say running 5 businesses at the same time. Dangote is chairman, Dangote Group. The CEO, Dangote Cement, CEO, Dangote Sugar. The CEO is not running everything. He is chairman. He owns it. He doesn't run it. Warren Buffett owns hundreds of businesses. Owns. He's not running it. There's a difference between running a business and owning a business. One lady also entered my DM. Oh, but I know someone who is into this, I asked her a simple question. Number one, did she start everything at the same time? No. Does she have staff? Yes. You are a banker. You are still the one posting a Arike collection on your status. You are the one running to go and deliver during weekend. Why your boss is you are looking at your boss. Your boss is already, he has gone out. Let me go and deliver one shoot to my client. You are the one also doing makeup artist for weddings on Saturdays. You will be making money, but it will just be for survival because you will not have the focus and attention to grow anyone beyond you. If you want to be a banker, be it 100% and grow, give your all, rise through the ladder, build the career there. If you know, okay, you want to branch, you don't see your future yet, okay, I give you from your salary, start saving. Give yourself a timeline. I want to leave this job in the next 3 years and I'll be saving and I need this capital to start what I want to do. Give your all to the business such that even when you leave, your first client will be from your job. People who can vouch for the quality of what you bring to the table. They will know that whatever it is you are putting your name on, they can buy it. They even want to even refer you. They will say, no, I've worked with this person. If she says she's giving you quality this, is quality this. But you did a job anyhow. They can't even trust your quality. They can't trust you. You now start a business. Who will be your first customer? The same people who you already betrayed? No, now let's put balance to this thing. Let's put balance to it. You are doing this. You are doing this. This customer will complain. You apologize. There's no magic to it. 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 How will Elumelu run UBA and Transcorp at the same time? How? The CEO UBA, Oliver. The CEO Transcorp, Olushola. AfriPrudential is there. Afriland is there. How will he run it? Take cues. Stop. I've said I won't be saying this thing again, but I'll still say, stop taking wealth advice from broke people. The people I understudy are people who I know that are doing figures that those are the people I understudy. Take my time, study them. There was a day someone entered my room and saw me reading annual reports and was like, you will think I'm preparing for an exam the way I read annual report of some businesses in Nigeria or even outside Nigeria. A guy came under my social media and he was ranting, and you know, he was like, you are talking about this, but you are still poor, you are still broke. I went to check the guy's page. I just lost strength to reply him, because that time I would usually need to talk to a client that will pay me tens of millions. So you are just a waste of time, when you could have just listened to what I said and question it intelligently. But no, you rather insult me. And you know what Vusi Tembekwara said? He said, I've never met an hater that is doing better than me. People that are doing better than you they don't have the strength to criticize you. They can't even see you. They don't even have they don't even have the time to comment on your TikTok. It is someone that has not eaten this morning. Clarity first, then structure. Like I said, you remember, clarity is, this is what I'm trying to achieve. This is where I am. This is where I'm going. Structure is now, how do I get there? How do I get there? There was a day I was selling snacks packs then. You know, I'll pack a lot of snacks into a box, customize, relax. Then I was selling it to students, to banks, and all those things. And that day I made the plantain chips, potato chips I made was more than the available packs. So I've sold out the packs and they were still, but I still checked my sales target. I have not eaten it yet. And I know I still had potato chips. And instead of me waiting to get more packs to do all those things, I'm like, if I sell all these potato chips, I'll hit my sales target. What did I do? Pack them into a particular bag. Told my friend, are you ready for a challenge? He said yes. Should we hawk it? We were both graduates. If I mention his name now, you probably even know him, because it's quite popular. Both graduated at that particular point. Went to Songo Ibadan, held potato chips in my hand and sold it. Went back home smiling. Who cares? Who cares? Someone said poor people spend the money they don't have to impress people who don't even care about them, who can't even see them. Number 3, you want to ask yourself, do I want to invest for growth or sustainability? One of the mistakes I see people making is that they are using another person's strategy to invest. Someone is already a millionaire. The way that person is buying real estate is not the way you are just starting life will be buying real estate. Oh. Don't go and be buying bush with the hope that that person is not buying real estate to build wealth. He or she is buying for sustainability. That is, probably one day I would need some assets to bank on. And those people don't buy one plot. They are buying acres. And they are not hoping that real estate will make them wealthy. They are probably even buying for their children. They are buying inheritances. You two are joining them. You see, one of the things you want to, why am I buying this property? In fact, I wanted to mention this. One of the mistakes I've seen people make is that people don't invest randomly, like spontaneously. That's not how to do it. You just woke up one morning. Someone just told you, excuse me, you just woke up one morning. Someone just told you, do you know that this place is this and we are running an offer 20% discount? Just buy land anywhere. And it's true. You bought this one here. You are walking on the street one the other day. Someone also said, but you bought this one. That's not how to invest. That's not how to invest. Have a system. Have a system. Right? Have a system whereby, based on your goal, this is an example, based on your goal, you want to acquire 1 acre of land this year, based on your goal. Or you want to acquire 50 million naira, or let's say 10 million naira in assets this year. Or 50 million naira in assets. And you've checked it. Okay, this is how much I can spare every month from my income. So what kind of property do I want to buy? And that property, what do I want it to do for me? Do I just want it to be appreciated? Or is it a property I'm looking to resell in the next few years, 2-3 years? Or one that I want to be giving me passive income? Ask yourself some questions so that you have laser focus on what you are buying, what you are putting money into. What you are putting money into. Is it growth means, okay, I'm trying to grow my asset base, I'm trying to grow my income, right? So for example, I'm trying to, I earn $1 million a month. Let's say that's an example. So for example, I earn $1 million a month, and I'm trying to build 10 million naira in assets. That's my first place. So I'm looking for an acre of land I can buy for 10 million naira. From my 1 million naira, I want to be budgeting 40% of my income to invest towards that. That's 400,000 naira. And I want to own 10 million naira. So if I invest 400,000 naira for a year, how much would that give me? 400,000 times 12. That's 4.8 million naira. So that means I'm also looking, what can I do that can make me be investing times 2 of that every month? So so my question now becomes, how can I turn my 1 million naira income to 2 million naira income? So that 2 million naira income now, I can now save how much? I can now save 800,000 naira every month. That's 40% times 12. That will now give me 9.6 million naira. That is still close, right? So even if I see a good land offer now, I might say, hold on, I know what I'm working on. So for example, what do I do that is giving me 1 million naira now? How can I make it 2 million naira every month? How can I make it 2 million naira every month? So for example, can I invest in a small business? Right? How can I scale my revenue? Do I pay for a mentorship? Do I go for a business course to scale my revenue? Do I partner? Those things are also investing. And you're already getting closer to your 10 million naira asset goal, even though you've not bought one plot of land yet, but you are close to your 10 million naira in real estate by scaling your business income, because it's now snowball. You scale your business income to 2 million naira. Now you can save 800,000 every month to invest in land, and you can now do 9.6 million annually to acquire a 1 acre of land. You see how it works? You see how it works? But clarity makes this thing happen. We're still going to get to the checklist. I'm just taking it, gradually. We're still getting there. Clarity, structure, growth or sustainability. For sustainability, people, you're already rich, right? You already have a stable income. Your life is pretty fine, right? You can easily afford any car you want, or just you're doing well. You just need something to sustain what you already have. So more like you already built. Well, I don't know how to put that. So like you have something going, but you need to solidify so that even if anything wants to happen and shake you, you have something to back you up. So you want to acquire some assets. You want to put your money in other business. See, until you have an excess cash flow from a business, don't open another business. Don't open another business. At least make it stand on its own. Oh, it's doing well with cash flow. Oh, and I have good hands running it for me. Now I can now go and open another one. But you now be running. You'll be running a skater. Right? So now let's now look into the checklist of the caliber of investment you want to do in Nigeria this year. Number 1, you want to look out for cash flowing assets. I said that very, 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 very importantly. Because of Nigeria's inflation, right? Nigeria's inflation. You want to look out for cash flow. So that even though the return might not catch up with the inflation rate totally, at least the money is not laying fallow somewhere. It's reproducing. There's something I would say that, you see, the only cure for inflation is multiplication. I'll say that again. The only cure for inflation is multiplication. So for example, that 1 million you are making, how will you make it 10 million? How do you make it 5 million? You will struggle with inflation if, as you are earning, you are spending. As you are earning, you are eating it. Inflation, my for. But as you are earning the money, right, you already have a percentage that The only assignment you have is to make sure that the next time I'm collecting any paycheck is times. Your money must work harder than you. It must multiply. 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 So how do you multiply it? How do you multiply it? How do you multiply what you are having? Cash flow. And let me say this, although I'll still get there. So for example now, let me take it gradually. You want to do real estate. Like you know what we do, we primarily focus on real estate, on additional intelligence. Honestly speaking, look out for either rental property if you can afford it, or honestly, a land that you can easily resell in a few months or a few years. That's 5 billion naira that you want to go and use to buy 1 acre in one bush. Use it to buy one plot in a place you can resell in 10 months, 12 months for probably ×2 or even 50% return on investment. Because the money, that return is still quite valuable to still quickly put it into something valuable, into another thing, rather than go and locking it down in a place that you don't even know when. And inflation is... Pastor Aaron posted something recently that the idea of buying something later might not work in Nigeria right now, because if you say you want to buy a car now and you go back there next week, a car they called for 4 million last week, it's already 4.8 million this week. So if you just have the money and you need it, just buy it now. What am I trying to say? If you buy in a place that is still near to build, even though it is more expensive, and it's not like, for example, that 1 acre you could have bought, you are using it to buy one plot. But that 1 acre, by the time you come back in the next 1 year, nobody is willing to buy it yet because they don't need it. But this one, you are buying a place that people are already going to, it's already developing, people are already willing to buy, there's demand for rental, people want to build there. Your land is hot cake. In the next few months, it's hot cake. You can easily resell, get your multiplied money back, find something viable to put it into. A bet as that in this economy is worth more than the one in the bush. Or do rental properties. Get your cash flow. Get your cash flow. In fact, the goal of every land you are buying is the one you can easily flip to acquire a property. Hey, did you get that? Right now, the goal of every land you are buying is a land you can easily flip. You buy it this year, you buy it now, you buy it now, in the next 10 months or 12 months or 18 months, you can easily, especially with this economy, you buy it now, in the next 12, 18 months, you can easily flip it and make it as an initial deposit for your 3-bedroom or for your 2-bedroom. And let me also say this. If you can, don't even buy 1 unit of rental property. At least start with 2. If you can, start with 2. You see why I said if you really want to do real estate, focus on it. Leave other investment vehicles. Excuse me. Leave other investment vehicles. Leave other investment vehicles. So for example, you bought a land now in a place that you can easily flip in 12 months. You flip that one. You flip it for profit. You bought another one. It's still another place that you can easily flip again, which you've already calculated. Okay, if I buy, you just put it in layers. If I buy, sell, buy, sell. By the time I'm selling the 3rd time, I should be able to pay at least probably 50% or initial deposit for an apartment that I can put on for rental. I'm not saying buy a home to sack your landlord. Nothing concerns me with your landlord. You can, if you watched me, you know that I don't even sell that bullshit. Pardon my language. But this concept of sacking your landlord, I think, is just to excite poor people to give developers their money. Honestly speaking. Because you see billionaires travel around the world. It's not most of some of these things. It sounds, I don't know how it sounds to people. They live in hotels. They rent homes. Stop pressuring yourself to own a home. That's why many of you, the only home you ever build is the only one you build in your lifetime. Because you rushed. Just because you also want to be a landlord. Oga, rest. Rest. I'm saying acquire it, put it on rent. Move on to the next one. At least give yourself a goal. Next 10 years, 10 properties on rent. 1 property per year. Guess what that will even do? Firstly, it will push you to make sure that you are earning well first. I think honestly, with the reaction I get on my Twitter, on my TikTok, I'm looking for an avenue, probably a conference. But a conference don't do it for me, because the way I like to teach, I like it to be really, for example, I don't know how many people it's very normal people. That's why I like to screen people. That we sit down for like 10 hours or even 2 days, break these things down. All these 1 hour, 2 hours conferences, you just get gyrated. You forget, before you get to say, you've forgotten what they told you in the conference. You've forgotten. You look out for land that can easily give you cash flow, easily multiply, easily. That's what Nigeria demands right now. That's why our additional pack series, we sell few plots, rental properties off plan for people to buy, because we know. Let me tell you how much it burdens me to see people do right investment. Some people, time to time, people come to us, oh, please, I want to invest. I have 100,000, I have 200,000, I have this. When I look at the fact that, we've stopped that actually, we don't do that anymore. Excuse me. When I looked at the people who kept money with us from last year, just a few months ago, and I'm like, you will keep this money for 1 year. Actually, it's more money actually, because we stopped a long time ago. 100,000, 200,000, things like that. And get 125,000, that's 25% return. That's impressive. Don't get me wrong, that's impressive. But I'm like, the fact that it's only 100,000 you can invest, mean your pocket, too strong. This is just, I think, the highest of them. This one should be probably 6 months, right? I told our accounting team, I said, pay everybody, they return their money with their interest that they were supposed to collect after 1 year. Return it. Let them go and do something with it. And that's why we don't. The only investment we do is come and co-own a rental property. Don't give us your money. Come and co-own a property. Come and co-own. Most of the real estate investment thing in Nigeria is fixed income. It's not different from putting money in bank. They just give you higher return, but it's fixed income. But this one, you call the property. I can't fix your return for you. I can't fix it. I can't. The property performs. You get whatever it performs. That's real investment. Cash flow. How do I get my money back? So that I can. This is not the time to leave. The truth is bitter. How do I quickly flip it not so that you can go and eat the money. Flip it so that you can put the money into what did I say? The goal is rental property. That's the goal. That should be your goal for this year. Cash flow, rental property, cash flow. Number 2, you want to look out for growth and dividend paying stocks. I intentionally included this for people who are actually looking into stocks. Number 1, stocks that are paying dividends. Number 2, companies that you can see that the way they are growing, they will yield well. So make your findings. Don't just go and put your money into any, like I used to say, investing involves risk, including loss of your principal. So whatever it is I'm saying, even you might still, be ready for the risk, right? Because real estate is still less risky than stocks. You might think a company is going up and then something just happened, one thing, and but that's why I first started with real estate, now stocks. But if you do stocks at all, number one, growth stocks, that you know that the way this company is going, they are going to, you've seen their policies, you've seen their product, you've seen their leadership, then you know that okay, they should be in profit. You've seen their track records. I'm not going to advise you further on that because I'm not preaching stocks, right? And then you see that they're paying dividends. Let me add that. 6, small businesses. One thing I would say is that, number one, there are a lot of small businesses. I have a friend who does this and he's doing well. This is more like something you should even pay me for sharing. You see, there are certain small businesses that you can open in an area that needs them. Do your feasibility study. That's why I don't. You've killed the person. There's certain. It's not just because it's a profitable business. Over and over again. It's not to practically make anybody successful. No. This sector, there are people that are struggling, there are people that. It is what you know to do with that. Look for certain areas, certain localities, certain what is missing, what can thrive here. And you can start with small money and can be yielding cash flow for you daily, weekly, monthly. It doesn't have to be businesses that you want to grow into multi-billion. It's not even every business become unicorn. Hope you know. What you now want to do is open it, set some structures in place, employ people to run it. There are businesses you can start 1,000 naira. There are businesses like that. Just make sure integrity, the priorities you are like involved. You can't run away from risk if you really want to make money. 500,000, open it, put someone, run it. Time you manager. I'm telling you. For example, actually, I don't like giving examples because some people will take it as a recommendation. Filling of gas. That's one. My Baba was asking me, Kiniko, show me the way. Show me. And this will buttress what I said last week, that a lot of people are actually not as hungry. See, in business, they say that find an hungry market, right? Don't go and be selling water to people that are not testing. There are also people that you will only frustrate yourself if you are trying to get them to succeed in life. Because they are not hungry too. The guy was, I want to. Boss, show me the way. Do this. I said, you know that he was trying to, he said I should come and teach him real estate. He was telling my other friends, come and teach him Forex. I said, you are a barber. This one is enough for you to do something with. He said, okay. I said, what about you starting home service and all those things? I said, okay, you know what? I'll be your first client. Every Saturday, you call me. When will I be at home? Come back me at home. It's over 3 months now. He has never called me one Saturday. Never. Yes, okay, it was a few days. I was not reminding him. He said, don't worry. I even want to talk to you about something. Give me your number. I gave him my number again. It's over 4 days now. He has still not chatted me. A friend of mine started to teach the same guy Forex. They've been doing it for like 2 months. So he went there, was like, boss, you don't even have my time again. The same guy, the guy asked him about 3 questions. He did not answer anyone from what he has taught him. Stop. Some people they do see. In fact, Olakunle Soyinka said that some people that they should never succeed in life. They should never make it because they are better small. They gave you 10,000 naira. the girls in your area cannot rest. You now have 1 million, you will impregnate your landlord's wife. So person, let money just not even near the person at all. That's by the way. So small businesses. I know a mentee of mine, small capital. You will run around, do some shortlets here and there, management. Do that. He sent me some credit alerts. Mr. Boy, send me account number, let me send you money. Some small businesses that you don't have to stress yourself. You just set up. Fine. And that's why, really, when you have people around you who you can trust, who you know they are hardworking, they have integrity. If you have those kind of ideas, just put them there, test them with it. You just see that you can be waking up every week and even you're not working, one of your small businesses there and they are giving you money. Like I said, in this economy, what you need is what? Cash flow from every angle. From every angle, except Ponzi. Don't put money into... See, I don't care what the business is. It's a Ponzi if you don't know how it makes money. So even if I give someone who has integrity money, and I don't know what the person is doing with my money, he's just giving back the money. It's still Ponzi, according to my definition. Because the person can manipulate me anytime. That's the truth. You need to know how these things make money. Small businesses, especially in Nigeria, a lot of communities need it. A lot. I live in an estate where if you order something from, it's so big, so even if you want to get something from the gate, you have to drive, or even someone. And I just noticed that there's a lady I used to order some things for. She's in the same estate, so she will have to order boat to come and deliver it to me. After that, one guy just came one day. I was like, "Did you a scooter?" Started telling everybody, I deliver. Not even about 3 of them. That someone saw it. So for peradventure, someone noticed that, bought 3 scooters, gave to the guy. On every order, he gave me percentage. And every night they come to deliver the scooter back into your house. They come to pick it up. Just find a way to set a system around it that doesn't need you to do anything. And if the people you put in charge are responsible enough, you wouldn't even need to stress yourself. So small businesses are a great idea. A friend of mine wanted to open a logistics stuff in Ilorin. I told him that I might not trust you enough to give you the money, but what I can to say I'm investing, because I might not believe in the business. But what I can do is that I can give you debt financing. Okay, you take the money. In 3 months, you give me back with this percentage. Deal or no deal? That one is short term. But I'm giving it because I trust that it will deliver. I know that it's very hardworking. Is a guy that I have known him for. Anyhow, I go do up. Small businesses. There's one last one here that I didn't want to say again, but let me just say it. If you have excess, save in dollars. If you have excess, save in dollars. In fact, I'm tired of this noise about saving in dollars, because many people who don't even have any business with it are also saying it. How do I put this now? Many people don't have business with dollar. You live in Nigeria. All the things you are doing in Nigeria. You don't even have clients that are paying you from abroad. You don't have anything. Yet you are saying naira to dollar is now 1.4. How has it affected you? Stop lying. Oh, Bitcoin is going up. Do you even have Bitcoin? People just join bandwagon just because they want to feel among. Calm down. But if you have excess, it's just like a plus. It's like an advantage, right? Saving dollars. At least right now that we know is up, is going, this one is going higher. And guess what? There's something that, let me just say this. And that's why I made a post on that. I said, make friends with the bank. People do not understand the weight of that statement. As far back as 2020, or it's 2019 December, a bank manager friend of mine told me that dollar is going to enter 2,000 in the next 2 years. I don't know what this person saw. I don't know what. The first day dollar entered 1,000, he texted me. He said, can you remember? I said, yes. He just saw the indices. I don't know what he saw. It was towards the end of Buhari's regime. Probably he just knew that something was going to happen. He just knew it. You know, these banks people, they bank system is like a cult, is like an occult group. Only God knows how much that part, and I'm going to bill you very soon. Only God knows how, because it was so novel. He just said it out of the blues. The way this, I think that was when dollar was still like going to 600 or something. He just said, this is going to enter 2000. Today, I think it's at 1004 something. Save excess in dollars. Cash flow, assets, rental property, every land you are buying, make sure, at least any land you are buying now, make sure you can flip it, snowball it into a rental property within 24 months or 36 months maximum. This is not the time to go and be buying a land in one bush and be spreading payment for 36 months on land with Nigeria's inflation. In fact, the fact that you are looking for such a cheap land means that that money is supposed to go into investing in yourself or your business, not land. You want to become landlord. When Sakpasi, they hold you periodically, it still choke you sometimes, but it's land that is worrying you. You have business, you are not putting money into it, you are not going back for more skills, you are not paying for mentorship. Land, and you go and eat the land now. Some land that you people are even buying. I'm not talking down on land. Get the point. I'm not talking down on land. I sell land, but I'm saying the kind of land you are buying are for people that are buying for sustainability, people that are buying for inheritances, people that are buying so that they can have something to, probably one day there is bad business economy, they want to flip. The land they are buying is a rainy day fund for some people. They don't need it. You two, you are joining to go and is okay. So if you follow this checklist for investing in this year, especially by Nigeria, and let me wrap up by saying this: if you are in diaspora and you're watching this, the same way that it is sweet for us to save in dollars, is the same way it is very, very sweet for you to buy properties in Nigeria this time. Because, for example, now the 35 million naira we are selling our 2-bedroom off plan. By the time you convert it to naira, it's about probably $20,000. But had it been dollar to naira is like 600, you know how much it will be. So this is the time to quickly, for example, all you need is to deposit 5 million naira. That's about $4,000 or even less. Just deposit it. Be paying a few $1,000 every month, and you are good to go. And you're good. By saying this, that if you're interested in investing in rental properties and you want to buy low, you want to buy cheaply, you can invest in any of our off-plan units. We have 15 units of 2-bedroom off-plan that you can get for 35 million naira, and all you need to do is to drop 5 million naira initial deposit, and you can spread for up to 6 months. Before you know it, you are wrapping this year with rental cash flow. Don't let anybody cheat you. So this is what we're wrapping up today. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section or reach out to the link attached, and I'll be glad, my team will be glad to answer your question. If you are interested in investing, please don't hesitate to click on the link on any of our social media platforms, and I'll be glad to answer your question. Once again, my name is Opeyemi Adesina. Have an amazing day, afternoon, or night, anywhere you're watching us from. Bye. Thank you, Jesus. We are done, right?